Concrete Cowboy is the brand new Netflix original film, was dropped today, April 2nd, 2021, and stars the likes of Caleb McLaughlin, Idris Elba, Lorraine Toussaint, Jarrell Jerome, Method Man, and many real life Fletcher horseback riders, and tells a story about a teenager played by McLaughlin who gets into a lot of trouble with the police at different schools. So his mom drops him off at his estranged father's house, who is a African American cowboy in North Philadelphia. My name is Max, and welcome back to a brand new Netflix movie review. By the way, this film is 1 hour and 51 minutes and is rated R. Before to my non-spoiler thoughts, my review of Concrete Cowboy, please let me know your thoughts of non-spoiler version in the comment section down below. Did you like this film? Did you not like this film? Did it reach the heights that you thought? Were you disappointed with maybe an actor who was supposed to be the lead character but wasn't the lead character? Let's get into all that discussion down below. Please like the video, subscribe, ring the bell if you like movie reviews, TV show reviews, and movie rankings. I do all of those things. Let's keep that up to 100 subscribers. Ring that bell for notifications, and now let's get into review. So I was pretty excited for this film because of Idris Elba. I saw no publicity for the film, and I did not see a trailer. I didn't see the plot synopsis. I came to this movie pretty blind, other than this is Idris Elba. So I was pretty excited for this film because of him, and I really dug this film in a lot of ways. It was very educational for me. If you don't, I know we'll talk about this on my channel, but I actually am from Philadelphia, and I've never heard about this story before. I lived in Philadelphia my first 11 years of my life, and I've been in LA for around 8 years. But I've lived in Philadelphia for a while. I'm actually going back to Philadelphia in August. So I actually know I'm not really familiar with the story at all. And the fact that I had no idea where this was taking place, and said Philadelphia, was like, wow, I had no idea that this possibly was a true story or based off of real things. And that already got me sucked into the movie right away. With these Fletcher Street cowboys who, again, this really is sort of about these African-American cowboys who don't have any permanent stables. They are living in houses, but they don't have any, they were never granted any permanent stables. So they're just walking around with horses until they can really find a home. But they teach a lot of good care for the horses, and they teach other people about them. So, and this has been going on for a while in the city of Philadelphia, in North Philadelphia to be specific, with African-American cowboys. And one of the main reasons why I really did enjoy this film is that you can tell that Hollywood has just really whitewashed cowboys and the Wild Wild West. We just really, when we talk about cowboys, it really is just white cowboys. And the fact that to this day, there are black cowboys in Philadelphia, and the background of African-American cowboys is talked about in the film. And it's something that just needed to be talked about, I think, in Hollywood. It feels like a very meaningful movie. Idris Elba also produced the film, so you can tell it was a personal project for him. And the film has a lot of good messages. Now let's get into the cast. So as I said, Idris Elba really isn't the main character of the movie at all. The movie is really about Caleb McLaughlin, who obviously is known for Stranger Things, in his first kind of big role outside of Stranger Things. We've only really seen Millie Bobby Brown and Finn Wolfhard do stuff outside of Stranger Things. Now McLaughlin gets a real chance, and he's really good in the movie. He easily is the best part of the film. We do care about him a lot, for a lot of different reasons. You're kind of rooting for him to make the right decisions. He'll make some wrong decisions throughout the film. They're like, man, you have the good intentions. You're not really making the right choices. But he is a really good actor in this movie, and he does a really good performance. Idris Elba is good, of course. It's Idris Elba. He's fantastic as always. Now, he isn't in the movie as much as the publicity is trying to make you think. He's in the movie, but he really isn't in the movie as much. He really isn't. It's really Caleb McLaughlin in every scene, and you get bits and pieces of Idris Elba throughout the film. He definitely is in the movie, and he's certainly the second main character of the film, but there really is one main character, and that is Caleb McLaughlin's character. Jarrell Jerome, who won an Emmy, I think, for that Netflix show When They See Us, I believe is what it's called. He was excellent in the film as well. Method Man was good. And as I said earlier, very similar to Nomadland, where, Frances McDormand is an actor, but she's being a real nomad around, and a lot of the other actors in the movie in Nomadland are real nomads. very similar to this movie. Other than McLaughlin, Method Man, Elba, and Tucson, the rest of the film is real life Fletcher Street cowboys who are currently in Philadelphia with horses, and they give some really good performances in the movie, two in particular that are really excellent. And I had no idea these were real Fletcher Street cowboys until the post credits. They kind of show you that these guys are real to the real life Fletcher Street cowboys. You're like, wow, these are some pretty good actors for people who are clearly not actors. And that definitely took me by surprise in a really good way. And they definitely wanted to tell their story in the most nice way possible. But as I said, yeah, it's a very really good messages in the film. The idea of Hollywood and really people whitewashing cowboys in the wild, wild west back in the day, where it was just everyone just knows it to be white cowboys. And there is so much diversity in places that we haven't really seen in movies yet, that Hollywood hasn't wanted us to see. And finally, Netflix has been the one to give this type of thing the time of day, which is African American cowboys that are still going on to this day in Philadelphia. They have a GoFundMe as well. Definitely go donate to their GoFundMe, because this movie definitely needs to be told more often. Now, this film does have issues. The pacing isn't great in the film. The film is quite slow. And at times when nothing really is going on, the film can really be at times boring. Other parts of the film is also rated R just for cursing. It really didn't need to be as rated R as it was. There's also a couple subplots that aren't as interesting. I do like the dynamic between Jarrell Jerome and Caleb McLaughlin in the movie, but I wanted a lot more time with Elba and McLaughlin's father-son relationship than McLaughlin's childhood best friend relationship with Jarrell Jerome. I felt a lot more emotional with him and Elba than I did with Jerome and him. I thought Jerome and him did have more time on screen together than him and Elba, which I think was a misfire because the film needed to nail a bit more the father-son dynamic between the two. Now, I do think the last 30 to 45 minutes of this film are great. I would say the first 45 minutes of this movie is quite slow and boring at times, but overall, guys, I really enjoyed Concrete Cowboy. I think it's a film that a lot of people need to watch, even though it maybe doesn't get to its greatness that it could have been. I still think it's a film that needs to be watched. There are issues with the film. It does drag. It does have some subplot issues. There's a romance that didn't need to be in the movie. But other than that, a film that has good messages, that educated someone who is from Philadelphia who had no idea about this story. So I'm going to give Concrete Cowboy a 3.5 out of 5, a 74%. I can't quite get to that 75%, which is really a 4 out of 5. I'm going to stick to that 3.5 out of 5. The more I'm reflecting on it, the more I'm kind of thinking about going to that 4 out of 5. But there are some script and subplot issues that I just didn't care for in the film. But again, really enjoyed the film and highly recommend that you check this one out this weekend on Netflix. So please like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, comment down below. Really check this one out this weekend. And do you agree with my opinion? I heard some people are a bit downer on this movie as compared to me, but I did really enjoy this film. Stay tuned, guys. Some more videos, 3 more videos this weekend. Godzilla versus Kong reviews coming tonight here on this YouTube channel. And then this weekend, some MonsterVerse ranking and the March 2021 ranking. Stay tuned for all those movies reviews and rankings. Thank you guys for joining me on my review of Concrete Cowboy.